I don't always get a chance to do this because it doesn't always leave off or someone says something. Anyway, Tifa says, "Listen, Cloud, I'm asking you, please join us," or as I call her, Tifa. Anyway. So anyway, my name is Brian Barnett Gatsby here, and welcome back, folks, one and all, to Final Fantasy VII. And in the last episode, well, we kind of did some things and got Barrett pissed off, and I don't know. Technically speaking, you don't really get into a fight. It's just more of because it's more of an argument back and forth. So an argument is also a fight, but it's also it's not really physical, unlike when he shakes his fist. And I'm not saying it like that. Like, again, I can't stress this enough, that it has nothing, literally nothing to do with color, okay? What this has to do with is the fact that it just reminds me of one. And no, it has nothing to do with it. I could look at Tarzan and do the same damn thing. You know why? Because they're beating their chest, dude. What the hell makes you think that it has anything to do with color? If you think this is a matter of color, then you're in the wrong place. I mean, technically speaking, in the history books, they said all humans. It didn't say specifically white or whatever. It was actually, that's what they discovered. And then I guess it was just different. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not an expert on that kind of stuff. However, I am an expert on what I know. Because believe me, I wouldn't tell you that if it weren't true. I mean, or don't, whatever. But I'm going to tell you what, it ain't my fault if you take it that way, even after I went to the trouble of telling you, because it is the truth. I know you have no reason to believe me, but I don't really care, okay? If you're looking for someone to care, you're in the wrong place. Even though I have no reason to lie to you, and even though I could lie to you, who the hell cares? Let's move on. Sorry, Tifa. Or Tifa. The planet is dying, Kill it. Slowly but surely it's dying. Someone has to do something. My guy does that. Anyway, so let Barrett and his buddies do something about it. Looking at his shrugs his shoulders. Like in Final Fantasy, Mystic Quest, anyway. It's got nothing to do with me. See, the thing about Cloud and doing that, I never really thought about the resemblance, but yeah, that's where I first saw it at. A little bit different, mind you, because of the way the pixels were and whatever from Mystic Quest. Let's move on. So you're really leaving? You're just going to walk right out on ignoring your childhood friend? So even if you gave her the flower, she would still do this. So here's another thing. Doesn't matter what you say here. So I'm not sure what we're going to say here, but I'm just going to go with this. Because it's just going to lead to us doing the same thing. Thing is, it can be really slow, depending on how badly your disc is. How can you say that? You forgot the promise, too. Now, I remember something different, but it might have been a glitch. Sorry. And see, so she says that again. But I remember her saying something differently here, But it really makes no difference. It has no bearing on the outcome. You forgot the promise, too. Promise? So you did forget. Now let's see what happens if we say sorry. Again. I know, but we're just going to get into the optional stuff again. Yeah, so there you are. I'm just gonna go with how can you say that? Blah 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 blah. Okay. Remember, Cloud? It was 7 years ago when you used to call me Tifa. Yeah, that's right, Tifa. When we were kids, even though Cloud only got Cloud instead of Cloudy. Look to the whale. Do you remember? Yeah, back then. Oh boy. Here we go with the kitty voices. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't remember what it was like in my childhood. I remember some things, bits and pieces. I have to admit that, but there's a lot of things that I remember that people could tell you. Well, I do because I was there. Well, thank you. I mean, but I don't. It's like it's a complete blank in my mind, you know. Anyway, and I thought I told you. I mean, I thought you would never come, and I was getting a little cold. And a lot of people will argue and say that that's being racist. It's not. Okay? He was being so racist to explain things to prove a point, regardless of whether people are going to believe you or not. You know, it's not the fact of that so much as that I'm worried about. It's the fact that, well, I'm not worried about whether I can lie or tell the truth. I'd rather tell the truth sometimes. It just depends on what it is. Uh, but specifically, I'm just like one of the people that's sometimes more honest than I should be. I try not to be anymore, but every now and again, old habits die hard. Anyway, look at how she's behind there, and you can't even. I never even noticed it. Shall we? I'm worried. Says Tifa when she was younger. I didn't even realize that that's what's her name, so this is what they called her back in the day. So that's the only reason why I made that exception as well. Otherwise, I don't care. You said you wanted to talk to me about something? Come this spring, I'm leaving this town for Mega, me, young Cloud, with the young kid. All the boys are leaving our town, just me, the younger Tifa. But I'm different from all of them. I'm not just going to find a job. Uh-huh. I want to join Soldier. That's what they all do, you dimrod. I mean, anyway. I'm going to be the best that there is. Just like Shep. I mean, just like, I'm going to be basically just like Shepawolf. Just Shepawolf, the great Shepawolf? Isn't it hard to join Soldier? I probably won't be able to come back to this town for a while. What the? Huh? Will you be in the newspapers if you do well? Look at that clothing. I mean, that's something that she don't even hardly wear anymore. It's dresses. Oh, I try. Hey, why don't we make a promise? I like how you can climb up there, but there's no way to actually do it. If you get really famous and I'm ever in a bind, you come shape me away. What? Whenever I'm in trouble, my hero will come and rescue me. I want to at least experience that once. What? Come on, just promise me. Oh, promise me. All right, I promise. And now we're going to switch back to. Oh, by the way, that's a reference to something else that I was never really paying attention to, but something for later on. You remember now? Don't you, Bauer? Promise. I'm not a hero and I'm not famous. I can't keep the promise. Wow, see, that's me, the adult Cloud, not the teenager. Never mind, we'll talk to you about that later. Tifa says, or Tifa, and she's growing up to be. I would definitely call her that instead of Tifa. But you got your childhood room, didn't you? You joined Soldier. Uh-huh. So that wasn't in the Final Fantasy Mr. Quest anyway. So come on, you've got to keep your promise. Wait a sec. Big time soldier? Here. I mean, a promise is a promise. Here. Receive Barrett Stash. 1,500 gil. By the way, you don't want to cheat until you get up to this, because otherwise it'll be worthless if you do this. This is my pay, don't make me laugh. He just signed himself up for some stuff. Oh, gee. Yo, Cloud. What, Daniel? You got the next mission lined up? I'll do it for 3,000. 3,000? What? There he goes again. It's okay. Psst, psst. We're really hurting for help, right? Apparently, this is a hint for the remake, and unfortunately, I still say the remake sucks. So, there you go. The money's from all in schooling, you know. Damn it. 2,000. Thanks, Cloud. And, of course, we get the old... And there you are. So, yeah, I'm going to be posting at least one of these. If not two of these until we catch up with the rest of it. I also want to make an update with this, because, I mean, I'm not going to do this with every video, but when this comes out, I just want to point out that, there's Marlene. Yeah, see that, Seventh Heaven. It's a bar that, Tifa owns. Even though they automatically name her Tifa, or Tifa in the movie, but anyway. So, here's the thing. I want to point out that, Jada and Will Smith thing. I mean, it's like anything else. When something happens, people just don't let things go. Good morning, Cloud. Did you sleep well? Oh, no, not this. Okay, so we're going to save over that, because we can always get that again. I'll probably redo these later in a fashion of, because I'm going to have to if I want to make, with sounds, but either way. Bird snoring kept me up. Psst, psst. Keep it down. She still hear you. Parrots always teaching before an observation. Who's they? Okay, so before we get on to that, wrong save state. Next to you, who wouldn't? I don't know what you mean. And she waves her hand against her face. I'm going this time. So apparently we can't talk to Marlene. So what you want to do, yeah, I don't know if that means anything at all. I don't think it really does. So I'm just going to go with that and not bother to do that. I guess you can go back down here. But there's actually no point. Because there's nobody down here. There's nothing to be done. I mean, you don't, it's just like, I guess if you could zoom in on that, which I don't even think there is on the PlayStation version, not even on the PC version. Could you do that? So I'm going to push the circle button, which I just did. I couldn't remember which one it was. But anyway, so you can't get past here. There's no way to get past. You can try all you want, but you can't get past Barrett without talking to him. Our target's the Sector 5 reactor. Head for the station first. I'll fill you in on the train. Yo, Cloud. For the next mission, I got something I want to ask you. I don't really know how to use material. Okay, I'll give you that material you found. Just teach me how to use it. So what you want to do is you actually want to go through this. Now it's not gonna make a difference, but it's actually better this way. Even though that it's gonna be the same thing at the end. But for now, I'm gonna do a save state. Yeah, I know I'm crazy like that, but I get that. All right, but let's just move on. You wouldn't understand. So this is what makes them dyes and soldiers so great, huh? So okay, I'll ask you this again later, but you're in charge of the material. Like, give me the material anyway. Okay, so before we do that, before we move on, okay, I'll explain it. Tutorial time. Sure, I'll explain how material works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward through this just a wee bit. First, access the menu. You know the basic functions. The triangle button brings up the menu. Directional buttons move the cursor like this. So yeah, basically you just go up and down. Select each menu by using OK button. Just push the cancel button. Blah 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 blah. Now you're in this menu. Don't worry, we'll get another. If we miss out on anything, we get another chance. So I'm not worried about it. I just let it go through its thing when we go to the actual tutorial. But this is just actually explaining it to Barrett, just so you know. So, you know. Shit, what's with this? It wasn't that tough crap. I'm clueless. Well, you handle the material then. Material system. Access the menu and select material to equip material. I would definitely recommend, going through the ropes and letting him do it. Cloud, I got a message from the weapon shop man upstairs. He has something he wants to give you. Don't forget. Marlene, you watch this door while we're gone. All right. Good luck, says Marlene. And this is where we will stop. And I will see you all in the next episode. Until then, later.